Hello folks, this is Josh Cooper here. This is my fourth webinar. This one hopefully is just to clear little questions I've seen on the social media. There's been some questions about sequences and everything there. Just want to present the stuff as far as I know on my side. Want to hopefully be as transparent, answer questions or anything folks have. Absolutely appreciate the support. You guys have been fantastic. Glad to see that there's a new version 4 posted on the DCSD website. I went through the numbers. My third webinar actually kind of discusses where it went from there. Apologize for being on the longer side. Just takes a while to kind of explain it all. Also want to give thank you to Douglas County School District. They acknowledged a $35.3 million discrepancy, and CFO Betts had some very nice comments. So absolutely appreciate it. Trying not to be a headache for you guys. Just want to make sure the numbers add up. That's just all it simply is. Just a logic-based engineer, conservative person, so I'm just worried about financial accountability and everything there. So I will say there has been one disparaging comment. It's come from my own Board of Education representative, who's also the president of the Board of Education, Director Silverthorn. She never says me by name, but she made some comments about there. She said it was a typographical error. And she says it is untrue that there's an accounting error in the budget. That said, I kind of want to go back. Let's start back at the beginning and go through the history and go through what's actually been said and done. So I'll kind of go through the emails. Basically what we know is on June 9th, I was part of the public comment, provided a presentation during that. And during that, one of the kind of the after actions was Director Ray requested a copy of the speech. So I went a little bit above and beyond, said, Director Ray, I'd like to present to you a copy of where those numbers came from. This is my analysis of those comments. I have no problem at all sharing this with folks. If you are interested, please let me know. I will definitely be willing to send it to you. So that said, sorry, going back to the email, just sent that there on the 10th. Day after, said, hey, Director Ray, here's the files. In the meantime, I said, Director Silverthorn, as a representative for my district, found some questions. And so I started off with the starting balance inquiry, sat that one down. Capital fund projects, some sources questions there, a change in fund balances. A big concern is still the depletion of the ending balances. I'll do a webinar on that one. And then just some minor calculation discrepancies, just saying, hey, when I looked at my numbers and ran cross checks, I found a little difference. These are actually really, really small stuff. I'm not trying to get in the weeds or whatever, just looking at for accuracy. And then just a simple general budget request of like, when you publish the documents, if possible, Excel or Word would just make it a lot easier for analytical folks like me rather than have to copy paste it all and build it from scratch. So anyways, Director Silverthorn, CFO Betts, actually CFO Betts initiated. They tried to set up a meeting. I won't bother you with all that stuff. But on June 15th, the following day, I met them at 10 o'clock at the West Support Center. So had a good meeting. Director Betts was totally helpful, answered my questions. They were honest. Director Silverthorn came a little later, but she stayed there. I have some questions and everything there. Just did a kind of recap email. Just want to thank them up there. So like I said, I kind of went line by line, said, hey, thank you for answering where it was. I was just looking at the ending balance after reserves versus ending balance. So that totally clarified that up for how it carried over. That's where a lot of the emails kind of generated going from that. Discussion about capital needs, everything there. Discussing about the reserves and everything there. But I also, during that meeting, I discussed the $35 million miscalculation. So it was brought up. We discussed it, and during that also said, hey, there's also this other discrepancy, which becomes kind of the phase 2 if you look at the third webinar. That's where that kind of comes from. I provided him a copy of the spreadsheet that I used during the meeting. We basically pulled it up on the overhead and went through it. So sent that forward. And then I received a response back from CFO Betts on the 16th. Had some particular questions. That's just another webinar that I will be going through. In the meantime, I basically went and then created the YouTube video, distributed that out, and once again, thank you for the reception and comments and questions on that one. And honestly, literally, just as I finished it up, I was like, well, let's just go back and check the finance website, just curious to see if they was updated. I never had any knowledge of when they would publicly do it. Like I said, there was an email, never heard back. I appreciate that they did it in a press release. Just a general email would have been fine. But anyways, when I went back, there was actually a version 2 posted, or Ascended V2, which is different. There's, like I said, you can go back into the third webinar, you can see the numbers on that stuff. But basically when I went through, said, hey, cool, we got that one fixed, but now I still have this other discrepancy. Hey, what's the stuff that? Never heard back from it and everything there. This is honestly the last email I have from it. Since then, the only thing I really have is the discussions on the public thread. So the main one, as for what was published on YouTube, there were only 2 sites. The first was Speak for DCSD. If you're not a member or following it, I highly recommend it. It's a good discussion board. And then my own personal Facebook. Sorry, you aren't privy to that. Anyways, it was distributed. Folks shared them out, put them on their own pages, shared them to the neighbors. That's kind of what I hope. I just want neighbors that are busy to say, hey, here's something going on over here, and maybe it's enough to grab their attention to pay a little more attention. That's all it is. But anyways, here's Director Silverthorn's post. I'll let you read it on your own. Like I said, there are some disparaging comments. I find this comment here, incorrect information posted on social inquiry CFO. Hopefully that was answered by this webinar. You've seen the emails, you've seen the dates, you've seen the timeline. I don't know what else to say. So as a constituent of District G, all I can do is just shake my head. So in the meantime, looking forward to some new webinars. We got some new data. The good news is all the numbers didn't change and everything there, so that makes the analysis a lot easier. So please keep informed, and I look forward to your reviews. Thanks. Bye.